Good morning, it's Talking Reds. It's John Gibbons here with Harriet Pryor. Happy Wednesday to everyone. Oh, are you saying Merry Christmas yet in shops?
I think you can say Merry Christmas, have a good New Year now. It depends when you're going to see people next, doesn't it? Because it's awkward if you're like, oh, have a good Christmas, and then you see them a couple of days later.
But I did a big emotional goodbye to Michael.
Yeah, there was a lot of emotional goodbyes in the office.
And then when I did a show and then came back up and he was still there, then it was a bit
You did say if we do see each other again, let's pretend this hasn't happened.
Yeah, so
that came true.
Much less emotional.
But yeah, it's this week. It's Sunday, isn't it? Saturday? Sunday. It's exciting.
Well, I hope you all sorted.
Got my green on.
I hope you've all got all your presents and stuff like that. Anfield Wrap gift subscriptions are still available.
Seamless.
Liam behind the camera is sorting them all out as we speak. So if you want to buy someone a free 6 and 12 month gift subscription for the Anfield Wrap, or if someone's still pestering you, want to get you, put them in the direction of the anfieldwrap.com/shop, and you can get all the fantastic stuff from the Anfield Wrap at the moment, including the build-up to an actual men's game of football, Harriet, tomorrow night. There was League Cup games last night. I don't know if you saw. Basically, all the good teams won.
I basically didn't know they were starting last night, so I just had completely tuned out to all of it. But yeah, it feels really nice that Liverpool are finally going to be playing again. I feel like I've reached a point now where the breaks stopped at a good time. I feel really ready for it. I think maybe the World Cup final and the excitement of that has whet my appetite a bit. But yeah, really excited to see the boys all in red again and to hopefully have a really good start back from the Christmas period.
Yeah, it's back with a bang, isn't it? We've started, doing our shows. I listened to pre-match warm-up on the way in, hosted by Ian Ryan, and the guys on that were saying that, it feels really good to come back to a big game, because if anyone was feeling a bit of a World Cup hangover or whatever, if anyone's feeling a little bit sorry for themselves, maybe went out a bit early or didn't play as much as they like or anything like that, this really sharpens the mind. It's Liverpool v Man City at the Etihad, and if we get through, a really good chance of winning the competition.
Well, definitely, because a lot of big teams have already gone out, and obviously with Liverpool playing Manchester City, another really big one is eventually going to fall. So if we manage to make it through that, then we have got a really good chance of going on. And a lot of people reflect on this and it's like, oh, it's not that big a deal. But remember how much fun we had at both the Wembley finals last season.
And the players
they were the best day out.
Well.
The players really remember it. They had the best time celebrating. So they'll go into this one really thinking that it's a good chance to get the season started again on a positive note. I think it's perfect because some of the players coming back will give them a bit more sort of reintegration back into club life. Those that haven't been away on their World Cup, it will be a good start for them. And looks like from the pre-season games, we're going to have a really strong starting team as well.
Yeah, it should be a strong team from what we've seen in terms of the pre-season games. Darwin didn't start either of those. I'm expecting him to start on Thursday. He had an interesting World Cup. It didn't quite happen for Uruguay. He plays in all the games, gets taken off, and then they end up sort of needing a goal. So I think he'll come back a little bit disappointed. It's interesting. A lot of quotes have come out last couple of days from people sort of bigging him up, and it feels like he's got a lot of support within the squad. Obviously the fans, he's become a bit of a cult hero as well with, the supporters, with everything's gone. But I think he probably must feel a lot of love at the moment, a lot of protection and a lot of support from within the football club.
Yeah, and considering he can't speak English still, or he's still learning, he seems to have really integrated quickly into the squad, and they seem to all really get on with him. And there's been certain players that you think, I don't know if they're quite clicking or if things are working, but with him, it just feels like everyone really respects, everyone really gets on with him quickly. He was out in Dubai in that picture with them all on the sand dune, wasn't he, as well? And he seems like he's really clicking and has a lot of respect. And look, he settled in from a footballing perspective as well really well. I think people sort of downplay how well he's done in that first stage of the season because maybe of that 3-match ban that we didn't see him feature, and that sort of extended how long we thought it would take him to settle. But he scored loads of goals. He's getting in the correct positions. He's pressing better. He's doing all the right things. So I'm really excited for him.
Yeah, I'll just read out a couple of quotes. The first one is from Chimikas, who was talking to someone at The Athletic. I'm just taking these quotes from the Echo Live feed, so apologies. Let's say it was James Pearce. He says, Darwin is such a talented guy. That was clear for all of us when we played Benfica last season. We are very happy that he joined us. All players need some time to adapt to a new system and game plan. Even more so for Darwin, as he doesn't speak English, but I'm not worried about him at all. He's going to be a goal machine for us. He's getting better and better. So that is Costas. And these are from James Milner, who's speaking to the official website. Said he settled in pretty quick, to be fair. He's still learning the language, but he's getting it. He's got a great sense of humour, and obviously we'll see more of that once his English comes out more. He's got everything, so it's pleasing for him to get the goals. Just watching him in training, and his attributes, his willingness to work for the team. He is obviously great in the air, a big presence, great strike with both feet. He hits it early, wants to score goals. He's a different type of striker to the other guys up there, and that's obviously great for us as a squad to have these players who all have different attributes. I mean, common themes there. They seem to like him as a person.
Yeah.
They seem
lack of language skills, but getting better.
English ain't great, but they seem to sort of really like him. But talking about his talent, but also I think both of them reflecting that they feel there's a lot more to come as well in a positive way.
Yeah, well, I think you can see a really raw potential in him, and when you watch him at Anfield and when he's played for us so far, you can see that although the final product is already there to an extent, there is so much more to work on. And when all those areas are refined and he spends more time with the manager and with the players and with the squad, and those relationships get stronger, there's so much more to come. But we've already seen him linking up with Salah and that relationship really growing. And I think another thing mentioned there, which is interesting, is the versatility that he sort of offers. He's so different to what we have already. And people were kind of saying that might be a negative thing, but the players there themselves are reflecting on it as a really positive thing, that we have these different types of forwards. And once we get the best and the strengths out of all of them, then it's sort of frightening how much he could go on to do.
Yeah, and for now, we're going to rely on him. It's him, Firmino and Salah. Ben Doak we're excited about, but you don't want to expect too much of him too early. So it is on the three of them. They looked a good combination. Firmino in playing centre, Darwin playing sort of nominally left, but obviously able to come in, and you just throw Mo Salah on the pitch and let him to be Mo Salah. I mean, those two, the second two have had a decent break. They'd have maybe enjoyed watching the World Cup, maybe not. I don't know. Mo Salah just seemed to be posting topless pictures of himself, and why not if you look like that? But I think they'll be ready to go, won't they? And so the three of them, I think, will come back with a real feeling of something to prove, but also a real appetite to get stuck in and to get some goals.
Oh yeah, 100%. And it is a bit sort of frustrating that we are coming back from the long break and it is still only those three. The step back to Diaz has been big, and Jota's still got a little bit of time. So you wonder whether Carvalho will be brought in a little bit more across that front three. But Darwin's been really impressive off the left, and people were sort of saying he's only an out-and-out 9 and he can only play through the middle, and then look how good he's been coming in off the left.
He seems to enjoy having a little bit more space.
Exactly, a little bit more freedom. So I'm not worried wherever he sort of plays across that front three. I think he'll do a good job. And yeah, I mean, we can't complain about having Firmino, and people will, but I won't. I love him. I still love him. So
yeah, we all still love Bobby. A couple of links away, which is interesting. Fully enough, in terms of Bobby, a bit of idea that he might go to Saudi Arabia. I won't be surprised.
Really?
Yeah.
I've not seen that.
Yeah, it's just from this morning. Listen, there'll be much more of this on the award-winning Gutter today. I am on it at 12. You've seen the agenda. I'd describe it as lengthy.
Yeah, he likes a lengthy agenda, and then he says, "Oh, Josh, sorry, but I've only actually discussed this one person. So if you could just adjust the whole title and everything." But yeah, Rob's very excited. He's like a kid at Christmas coming up to January, because he's like, "This is my time to shine."
It's Rob's time. I think they might do one. Well, I think they will do one, actually. That's my instinct. Midfield, we all know we need numbers. We feel maybe a forward light as well. So I'm not quite sure sort of who it'll be, or even firmly what position, but I think they will try and get one in.
Yeah, definitely. I think so. And they've had evidence before where they've thought they were going to get a player later on, and they brought it forward with Diaz.
Yeah.
That he was sort of brought forward to the January window. So I wonder whether there's any targets they were trying to bring in the summer that they think maybe we can do a bit earlier. Yeah. But I think they might even do 2, and maybe that's ambitious. But I think they know now that if they want to get the big signing in summer, that they're going to have to make sure the squad is in their best strength, so that they're definitely consolidating a top 4 spot, because I don't think any really top signing is going to come to a club that's not in the Champions League. So a little bit of investment in January to sort of pave the way for the summer transfer window.
2, we're going to be busy. Rob's going to be busy. Harriet's going to be busy on Sky. And listen, we're all going to enjoy it. The Gutter is out later today, as I say. It's looking at a lot of midfielders. There's a lot of links. But listen, if they need 2 or 3, then they need to be looking at a lot of players. No sort of guarantee they'll necessarily get the top target. So lots of midfielders to discuss, lots of solid links, lots of people saying they want to come to Liverpool, that Liverpool is their top choice. And why wouldn't it be? Why wouldn't you want to play for this fantastic football club? So that is available for audio subscribers from today, along with, as I mentioned before, all the build-up to this Manchester City game. So we did an overview show yesterday, which is looking at the next 4 to 5 games in terms of Liverpool and also our rivals. Pre-match warm-up, which is out already as well. And then later for video subscribers, you're going to get the team talk. So Josh Sexton will be hosting. He'll be watching the press conference at 1:30. He'll be taking the best bits from that, having a chat about it, packaging it all together. It's going to be really lovely. Make sure you're watching that as well. And then, of course, post-match reaction after Manchester City on Thursday. I'm driving over. I've got a mob.
You've got a full car.
I've got a full car of...
They're going to be like, we're nearly there, yeah, in the from the back seats.
Liam's got loads of sweets. We're gonna absolutely smash it. I know we're going to be doing a post-match show. If we get kept in at City, we'll do it from there. But I think they're all right at letting you know, so it might be one in the car. But yeah, got a decent mob over to Man City. We've got a lot of... It's a big end, isn't it? It's like 5,500 or something.
Yeah, well, there was questions whether they'd sort of make it a bit less, the allocation. But I think they've been a generally quite a good allocation. People are really excited,
People are very excited.
Yeah.
There's surprising amount of Christmas markets talk from people who I know going over sort of Thursday afternoon. But people are really excited because it is a return, of course, of the Liverpool men's team, and people are very excited about that. Post-match bite, Neil is doing back from here, but audio and video, all the best reaction to hopefully a big Liverpool win coming on Thursday night. And also, if you are a video subscriber, you get the fantastic Jurgen Klopp documentary. Part 3 came out last night. I waited till Laura went to bed, poured myself a little whiskey, got it on the big telly.
Lovely.
After instructions.
Did your screen mirroring work?
Yeah, after instructions, because... You know, I am a Harriet's actual dad. And
I was like, do screen mirroring, and everyone in the group was like, what is screen mirroring?
You say everyone over 40. was like, what? And then there were some instructions. But it was nice to watch it on the big screen. It's an incredible piece of work. I think they're getting better and better. Personally, the third one, my favourite yet.
I promised to wait and watch it with my dad when I get home for Christmas, so I've not watched any of it yet. I know, I did that for episode 2. Because he was like, should we watch it? I was like, Dad, I'm not going to lie to you, I've seen it already. And he was like, okay, so I had to then sit down and watch it again. But I'd recommend that as well, because
spot different things on a second view.
You spot different things. It is honestly really impressive. And I don't work on it at all, really, so watching it from the outside.
German
apart from a bit of German, translating Klopp felt really nerdy. I was loving it. So, no, it's really, really impressive. I think the episodes are just getting better and better. I don't want to wait till March for the next one.
I know, we're going to have to wait till March for the next 2, which is a little bit of a blow. But if you want to enjoy part 3, it is available right now for video subscribers. So you can subscribe straight from YouTube if you don't yet, or you can download the Anfield Wrap app. You will get some free tokens as well if you haven't downloaded that yet. So just see if there's any comments before we go. Probably should have checked this. Someone said Josh is very good. There you are, Patrick.
That's Josh's burner account there.
Patrick Westmore. Steve Canning's really excited about the doc. A couple of other things, loads of tree chat. Christmas colours for your jumpers. Yeah, we are a bit.
We are quite Christmassy,
I didn't notice that.
This is a new one.
So yeah, there we go. Endo, so we're finished with him. I think Darwin is going to blow up the final 2/3 of the season. I completely agree. It is going to be the season of Darwin Nunez, and hopefully an exciting one for Liverpool Football Club. Are we done?
I think we're done, yeah.
Here's the trailer. The trailer for part 3 of the Jurgen Klopp documentary. We're done. You're not done. You're going to watch this, then you're going to download the app, then you're going to enjoy part 3, then you're going to go, shit, I've not seen part 2. You're going to go back and watch that, and then you're going to enjoy the team talk.
And have a lovely Christmas.
Up to then.
Jürgen was crying like a little child. I will never forget these tears.
1 year later in Braunschweig, we missed for 1 goal on the last day.
Because he's experienced these crushing defeats, he's incredibly good with dealing with defeats.
The progress was there, and it was clear to see that the club, the team, everybody personally was moving in the right direction.
We had tough periods, but you've just got to kind of ride them, keep working. I think there was enough signs that we were going in the right direction.
It made us realise that this is where we belong again. We're a European force again.